Hey guys, welcome back. It is Friday. It is Bell Bonds a Friday. Are y'all ready for the weekend? I am so ready for the weekend. And as y'all can see, like I'm using this um funky little thing and it made like my arms disappear. Trying out something fun here. But anyway, that is not why you're here. You are here for another Bell Bond story this Friday. And the things that we go through here in Florida, yes, I have plenty of stories. I have been in the bail bond business for 14 years and I'm still here and kicking and ready to share another story with you guys. So listen, right? I had a guy who I bonded him out only because he had to get out with an ankle monitor on, right? So what happens is the court order, yes, you can get out on bond, but you must also have an ankle monitor. So I was like, okay, cool, no problem. I could do that. If he runs or whatever the case may be, we could track him down. We could do all the things. It shouldn't be an issue, right? Right? He has court dates. He had an extended family member sign for him. He had a job. He had all the things, all the good things, right? So I was like, okay, cool. I'll go ahead and bond him out. And it had to be a private GPS. So there's a difference between a county GPS and a private one. The private one, he had to pay for it every week and I had to personally go inside the jail, place it on him. The jail inspected it. They called the company to make sure everything was legit, that I was following the court orders. And then after that, they processed him to be released out. So, no problem. I thought. So I thought. The man cut the ankle monitor off and didn't go to court. Didn't go to court. So I got an alert that the ankle monitor had been cut. Why? Sir, just why? So the first thing I did was have the company, you know, send me the exact time, that it was tampered with, that it was cut off, and the location that it was cut off from. Of course, this location that it was cut off from, I didn't have that information on any of my paperwork. However, it wasn't far from his job. So I figured, he had moved or he was living with a friend or something like that, to that nature, whatever. So, of course, the first place that I was gonna go look was the place where he cut the ankle monitor off. Duh, that is where I was gonna start. If I didn't have any luck there, then I would just go down the line of, where he had been, different places that he had frequent while he had the ankle monitor on and in place. Okay. Get there. I was like, this place is like off in the cut. It was a trailer, but it was like behind a bunch of other stuff. My arm just keeps disappearing with this thing. But okay, let me sit back. So maybe that might work. All right, I still got arms, y'all. Whatever. So, um, this is weird. It kind of bothered me. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Let me put up here where I still have arms. I don't look weird. Okay, anyway, sorry. That was so distracting. My bad. So I get there. It's a trailer, right? And it's like behind some other trailers. It's so weird. So there were kids playing outside. So me and I had people with me to, make sure that I was okay. Roll up, ask the little kids outside, hey, so and so here? Yeah, he in the house. Sir, sir, did you cut the ankle monitor off and stay at the same place where you cut the ankle monitor off? I think you did. So of course, I'm a stranger. So this girl comes out in her pajamas and she's like, who are you? You know, so I guess she thought it was going to be a situation where like I'm asking about her man or something like that. I was like, is so and so here? She's like, well, who are you? Because I'm his girlfriend and da da. Just giving me all the information. Yes, thank you. That's what I needed. Sweetie, I am the bondsman. Oh, well, he ordered the story change. She went in the house and closed the door. Sweetie, they already told me the kids outside already told me that the man was inside. I'm not going nowhere. So I was like, okay, whatever. So she wouldn't come outside anymore. So I went around to the back because there was a back area and that's where the cars were parked. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna sit around. I'm gonna sit out back here because, maybe, he'll come out or maybe whatever the case may be. But I'm just gonna hang around out here in the back. I'm not leaving. Y'all not gonna believe what she did. Y'all not gonna believe what she did. she was so upset with me and telling me that I need to leave her property. I had no right to be there and I had every right to be there. Little did she know. So I was like, whatever, like these kids said he inside, I'm not going nowhere. So we just gonna wait it out. We're gonna see what happens. She got in her car and she acted like she wanted to like run us over and all this. I'm like, girl, whatever, you could go around. There's enough space, still not leaving. So this girl called the police on me. She she called the police on me because I was there to arrest her boyfriend who had a warrant and I had no right to be there. Do y'all know how not smart that was? I had to choose my words carefully. That just wasn't smart at all. Mhm. Okay, so I'm like, okay. She's like, I called the police on you. She told me I was gonna go to jail. Okay, let's wait. Let's see how that worked out for you. So the police got there and it was hilarious because of course, they asked me for my credentials. So I gave them everything that I was supposed to give them to show that I was there. I had all my paperwork showing the person that, I was looking for. And she told the police that he was not in the house. However, I had a different story from what the kids had told me when I first pulled up. So the police were like, is he in the house? Just let us know, whatever, whatever. And she kept insisting that he wasn't in the house. So behind the trailer where the car was parked, behind there, it was like a shed. We started hearing noises from the shed. I guess it got hot in it, whatever the case. I don't know. Homeboy was in the shed. Okay. He was in the shed. So not only were you hiding out in the shed, and I guess that's why she was trying to get to the back to get in her car so he could get in the car, but I was blocking that because that's why I decided to wait to see what was going on. He couldn't get out of the shed. So her movement in the shed, the police are like, hey, if you're in there, come out with your hands up. Like, we don't know what type of situation we're in at this point. We just hear movement in the shed. So he comes out the shed. Of course, he gets arrested. She cussing me out. Like, it was just insane. And I was like, sir, where is the ankle monitor that you cut off? Because I need it back. Mind you, like I said in the beginning, it was a private ankle monitor. So I was responsible for that. I needed to make sure that I got it returned to the company. So she's going off and telling him not to talk to me. Just stupid. Just didn't make no sense. And so finally he apologized and he was like, the ankle monitor is, in the house. And I was like, well, I don't want to go in there, to get it. So I asked her if she could bring the ankle monitor out. She tells me she ain't talking to me and I had no right to be there and still the same foolishness. So literally, I turned to the police officer. I said, can you please ask her to go in the house and get the ankle monitor out? So he was like, he saw how crazy this was. So he turns to her, he asked her to get the ankle monitor out. She was like, yes, I'll give it to you, but I'm not giving it to her. What? Like, whatever, girl. Just go get the ankle monitor so he can go to jail and we could go home at this point. So she goes in the house, she gets the ankle monitor, she gets the charger, she hands it to the police officer, who then, of course, hands it to me. And then they asked, they told me that they were going to take him into custody. So, mind you, the craziest thing, he was in another county. So, what that meant is that he was going to go sit in jail in that county and wait for Hillsborough County to come and pick him up. Now, it would have been smarter for him to ride with me and let me arrest him because at least he would have gotten a ride to Hillsborough County Jail and he could have started on his case or whatever the case may be a lot sooner. But they didn't see it that way. They wanted to play hardball. They wanted to call the police on me. So I was like, you know what? Take him. I don't care how long he sits in there at this point. It is what it is. So he had to end up going into another county. I think he actually sat in there almost 20 days before he even got transferred. And then his case in Hillsborough County started that he was on the run from. So I would say in all of this, a word, if you just don't go on the run, which I say this every week after week, And it's not really a smart thing to call the police on the bondsman or your boyfriend that's wanted, that's hiding out in the shed, that you trying to help escape somehow. And calling the police was going to do what? I don't know. But that's just the world that we live in. And those are the things that we go through. And thank you for hanging out and listening to this story with me for this week. I will be sure to bring you another bail bond story next Friday. And y'all have a good weekend, okay? And I'm gonna try not to, use something that makes my arms disappear. That was so weird. But hey, y'all have a good weekend, and I will talk to y'all next week. Bye.